It was just after midnight, and the city was breathing its last sigh of the day. I was heading home after a late shift, my feet aching and my eyelids feeling like lead weights. The subway station was eerily quiet, a stark contrast to the daytime chaos. My train, the last one of the night, pulled in with a metallic screech that echoed through the empty cavern. I stepped into a car that was surprisingly crowded for this hour. I found a seat and slumped into it, barely registering the other passengers around me. The doors hissed shut, and the train lurched forward, plunging into the tunnel. I closed my eyes just for a second. The rhythmic clatter of the wheels on the track was usually a lullaby, but tonight it felt different, more frantic. I must have dozed off because when I opened my eyes again, we were speeding past my stop. The familiar platform lights blurred into a single streak of white. I sat up straight, a jolt of adrenaline cutting through my fatigue. "Hey," I wanted to shout, but my voice was stuck in my throat. Maybe I just missed it. Maybe the next one was close. But then we sped past the next station, and the one after that. My heart started to pound against my ribs like a trapped bird. The train wasn't slowing down. If anything, it was picking up speed. A knot of anxiety tightened in my stomach. I looked around for a conductor, an emergency brake, anything. That's when I really looked at the other passengers for the first time. They were all sitting perfectly still, their hands folded in their laps, their heads facing forward. But there was something terribly wrong. I squinted, trying to make sense of what I was seeing. A woman across from me, her hair neatly styled, her dress impeccable. She had no face. Where her eyes, nose, and mouth should have been, there was just a smooth, unbroken expanse of skin. It was like a mannequin, but breathing. The chest of her dress rose and fell with a steady, silent rhythm. My blood ran cold. I whipped my head around, scanning the car. The man next to me in the rumpled suit, the teenager with headphones over his ears, the elderly couple by the door, all of them, faceless. They were blank slates, their identities erased. Yet, I could feel their presence, a collective, silent observation that made the hair on my arm stand on end. They weren't looking at me, not with eyes they didn't have, but I felt utterly and completely seen. Panic seized me. I scrambled to my feet and lurched towards the doors, pounding on the glass. "Let me out! Stop the train!" My voice was a desperate rasp, swallowed by the roar of the speeding train. Outside the windows, there was nothing. The station lights had vanished. We were now hurtling through an endless, featureless black void. There were no tunnel lights, no maintenance signs, just pure, impenetrable darkness. It felt like we had left the world behind and entered a place where physics and reality no longer applied. I fumbled for my phone. The screen lit up, a lone beacon in the suffocating gloom. No service, of course. The battery icon blinked red, a cruel reminder of my isolation. I tried the emergency intercom, pressing the button again and again. Nothing, just a dead, mocking silence from the speaker. I was trapped. Trapped in a metal box with these dot-dot-dings. I backed away from the faceless crowd, pressing myself into the corner of the car. My mind raced, trying to find a logical explanation. Was this a dream? A hallucination brought on by exhaustion? I pinched my arm hard. The sharp sting of pain was real, frighteningly real. This was happening. The train didn't slow. It just kept going, its relentless rhythm, a monstrous heartbeat. I watched the faceless passengers. They never moved, never reacted to my panic. They just sat there, existing. Their stillness was more terrifying than any monster. It was an unnatural calm, the quiet of the grave. Who were they? Where were they going? Were they even aware of me, the frantic, screaming anomaly in their silent world? Hours bled into one another. Or maybe it was minutes. Time had lost all meaning in this void. The only constant was the motion, the endless forward momentum into nothing. The air in the car grew thick and stale, heavy with an unspoken dread. My throat was raw from screaming, and my body ached with a deep, soul-crushing exhaustion. Hope began to curdle into despair. Then something changed. Ahead, through the front window of the car, I saw a pinprick of light. It grew, slowly at first, then rapidly, resolving into the familiar lights of a station. Hope, fierce and desperate, surged through me. It was a station. It had to be. We were coming back. The train began to slow, the screech of the brakes a symphony to my ears. I could see the platform, the tile patterns, the benches. It looked exactly like the station where I had gotten on. As we pulled to a stop, the doors hissed open. Fresh air, real air, rushed in. I didn't hesitate. I bolted from the car, stumbling onto the platform, gasping for breath. I turned back, expecting to see the faceless passengers still sitting there, but the car was empty, completely empty. The train sat there for a moment, silent, and then the doors hissed shut. With a familiar lurch, it pulled away, disappearing back into the tunnel from which it came. I was alone. The station was deserted. I looked at the clock on the wall. It read 12:05 a.m. Only a few minutes had passed since I'd first gotten on. It was impossible. I'd been on that train for what felt like an eternity. Was it all in my head? I checked my phone again. The battery was full. My call log showed nothing. My reflection in the dark screen of a ticket machine showed a man pale with terror, his eyes wide with a horror no one else could see. Everything seemed normal. The distant rumble of the city, the hum of the fluorescent lights. But I knew it wasn't. I knew what I had seen. I had ridden a ghost train, a shuttle to nowhere, and somehow I had been allowed to step off. I never took the late-night subway again. Sometimes when I'm waiting for a train during the day, packed in with the normal, bustling crowds, I'll catch a glimpse of someone in the corner of my eye. Someone sitting a little too still, and for a split second my blood freezes, because I'm terrified that if I look directly at them, I'll see nothing but a smooth, blank expanse of skin. I don't know what that train was or where it was going, but I know it's still out there, running through the dark veins of the city, and its passengers are still on board, forever riding the loop into darkness. And I wonder who will get on next. Thanks for watching.